Hello and welcome to Baseballology, where we look at the players in the history of the game and talk about their credentials for induction in the Hall of Fame. As always, I don't advocate for anyone's removal from the Hall of Fame, but do like talking about the history and ranking these players. Today's players' induction marked the very first time that a set of brothers would share plaques in the Hall of Fame's gallery. 15 years following his older brother Paul's induction, Lloyd Waner gained induction by the Veterans Committee. But was his career truly worthy of induction? Let's take a look. Little Poison played 18 seasons from 1927 until 1945, spending most of his career patrolling center field for the Pirates. With his older brother in right field, the Wainers helped lead the Pirates to the 1927 pennant in the National League, which was basically an invitation to get trounced by possibly the greatest team of all time. While that was the only glory the Pirates had during Waner's career, Lloyd had plenty of his own highlights. At the end of his career, he finished with 2,459 hits, good for 38th all time. While over 2,000 of those hits were singles, he did manage to get 281 doubles and 118 triples in his career. In his first 6 seasons, the younger Waner put up a very good slash line of 340, 378, 432. And there's a decent argument that he was on the start to having a very good career, maybe even truly being Hall of Fame worthy. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. In 1933, Waner saw his WRC Plus fall from a respectable 115 all the way down to a 78. Over the next few seasons, he would wind up with WRC Plus values of 81 and 96 before once again being above league average in 1936. Sadly though, his days of being an effective hitter were soon done, as 1938 was the final season he played in over 100 games and still managed to be above average offensively. So, offensively, Waner is probably lacking for the Hall of Fame. What about the rest of his career? Well, Fangraphs rates him as about plus 10 runs above average as a base runner, and he only stole 67 bases in his 18 seasons. But while not being a base stealer, he did manage to score over 1,200 runs, despite only driving in 600. Leadoff hitters, what are you going to do? How about his fielding? Fangraphs rates him at about 17 runs above average as a fielder, which after 18 seasons isn't great. So there isn't a lot of statistical justification for Waner's induction. Question then becomes, why was he inducted in the first place? Well, we can't dismiss the fact that he played alongside his brother for a long time, and was linked to him much like Tommy McCarthy was linked to Hugh Duffy. However, considering that Paul passed away before Lloyd's induction, it would be difficult to claim that he campaigned for his brother. Most likely, it was Lloyd's career batting average of .316, which means we need to discuss batting average real quick. Batting average is a terrible way to judge the effectiveness of a player. The reason why is because people tend to inflate the difference between a player hitting 300 versus a player hitting about 290. Large gaps in batting average, for about 40 or so points, have some significance, because that represents a lot of hits. But beyond the number of hits, batting average doesn't tell the quality of a hit. A single isn't nearly as valuable as a home run, nor does batting average consider other positive outcomes of a plate appearance, such as a walk. Over the course of a career, average can take on a somewhat higher significance, but during a season it can fluctuate wildly due to luck. So it is a slightly inadequate stat to judge a player on, especially for the Hall of Fame. There are some exceptions to the rule, of course. A player like Tony Gwynn consistently had a high average, along with a decent walk rate. Same thing with players like Rod Carew and Wade Boggs. Lloyd Waner didn't have either a consistently high average or a decent walk rate, so once his bat speed started to decline, he couldn't produce much value. Why is there a picture of Ichiro here? There we go, that's better. The other problem with Waner's numbers is that they occurred at a golden era offensively in baseball, brought on by people like Babe Ruth. Waner's powerless singles couldn't really keep up with the high-powered offense that was occurring throughout baseball at that time, hence his slightly below league average WRC Plus in his career. Lloyd Waner was a decent player, but certainly not an all-time great by any stretch of the imagination. What do you guys think of Lloyd Waner? Was I too hard on him? Let me know in the comments below. Like what you saw? Then please click the subscribe button for more updates on the next video. In the comments, you can also let me know who you think will be done next. Here's your hint for the next video. This first baseman for the New York Giants was known for how he wore his pants. That's it for this video, and I'll see you next time.